Let's get it, my degenerate gamblers. Let's make some money today, baby. Let's do it. Let's make some money. We made it to the weekend. It's payday. It's Thursday. Time to book the one way. All right, let's get it. All right. We're gonna give it 2 seconds to simmer. 2 seconds to simmer. Listen to a little music. Get your tequilas out. Go to a bar. Watch some NHL tonight. Watch some MLB. Padres, Mariners. Great game. What a fucking comeback. I'm not going to give up, big dog. I already know. It's coming. I appreciate y'all who rock with me. I already am doing more than I would have ever imagined on Instagram. Years ago, here, funny story, guys. Deleted my Instagram about 5 years ago because all I found myself was looking at ass and titties, buddy. I was on Instagram just liking, just fucking firing likes on ass and titties. Man, I had a wife at the time. So I'm like, man, I don't need to be on Instagram fucking liking ass and titties all day. And so I deleted it. And when I made a comeback, it was to do this, right? Like, I think I've told y'all my story. I was living in Costa Rica, and another handicapper I knew from the DC area, he knew that he saw me and met me over at MGM before. And he knew I was always up there betting big. And I moved to Costa Rica, and he was like, how are you making a living out there? And I was like, just gambling. He was gambling at Crocs Casino. And he told me, he said, why don't you try selling picks? He says, you're really good at it. I think you could get a following. So I appreciate you guys that rock with me. I appreciate you being here. Let's get into it, and let's go. All right, first up, guys, we got the Orioles and the Guardians. I like the Guardians in this spot. I'm a big fan of Messick. I think he's the better matchup. Boz for the Orioles has been giving up some hits. I don't think he's controlled too well off the mound in his last start. I lean to the Guardians here. This is going to, in my opinion, play into their type of ball game in Cleveland. It's going to be a lower scoring game, in my opinion. Parker Messick, it sets up for him. I like him for 5Ks today. And you might want to give Jose Ramirez a look on home runs. I know he's been hitting the ball better, and that's why I like him here in this spot. I think Jose Ramirez has a potential to go yard tonight. And if you wanted to pivot off of Ramirez, you could maybe look at Fries as well. But I like Ramirez more than anybody else out the lineup tonight against the O's, against Shane Baz. I just don't think he's been throwing his best stuff. Maybe that changes. Baz was a lot better last year with Tampa. We'll see if he turns the corner here. All right. But that's where I'm at. Cleveland Guardians, money line. Jose Ramirez for a home run. And then Parker Messick for 5Ks. Got some different stats for you. If you want to go home run, go home run. If you want to go strikeouts, 5Ks. You could even take him for 6, but I feel safe at the minus 310 for 5. Put it in a little parlay. And then the money line on the Guardians. All right, guys. Moving on. We got the Houston Astros taking on the Rockies. They're in Houston. That was our play of the day last night, minus 1.5. I'm going to go back to the same well. I'm going to say minus 1.5 again. I just don't think. And look, this is going to be a higher scoring game, I think, than what we saw last night. They don't have the best pitchers on the bump tonight. When I handicapped this game, I was reading that it was McCullers, however I say his name. Let me just double check, because what I have in front of me right now, if you're on my YouTube, you see that I have the report up. It looks like they changed pitchers on us. Yeah, they did. I may not like the minus 1.5 as much anymore. I liked it with McCullers because McCullers has a high strikeout rate. He does walk some batters, but he has a high strikeout rate. And the Rockies are, I think, second to last. Like one of the worst strikeout teams in the MLB right now. That's why I like this spot. I might switch this up a little bit and go to live. I'm switching it up on you guys live maybe here. I might kind of like the Rockies through the first 5 here. I think this pitcher's gettable in Weiss. And I think the Rockies have a good enough bats, and they're going to come out wanting to score. I'll take the plus run line with the Rockies through the first 5. I'm going to switch that one up there, guys, live. So that's where I'm at. If it was McCullers, who has a high strikeout rate against the Rockies, I would have went with the minus 1.5. But here I'm going to fade that play. I came in wanting to take that, but now it looks like they switched some things up. I'd rather just do the minus 150 at plus 1.5, or go the first 5 with the Rockies plus half. All right, that's where I'm at on that one. As far as bats go, I like Christian Walker, man. Christian Walker looks like a completely different ball player than he did last year. He was batting like 162 at this point in the season. Right now, he's batting over 300. His OPS is through the roof, slugging percentage, all of it. So I like Christian Walker for a home run tonight. I know that Jordan Alvarez is the go-to, but I like Christian Walker here tonight. I think he can go yard, especially with the short left and right fields out there in Houston. It's a hitter's ballpark. So give me, give me Christian Walker for that. Now Carlos Correa hasn't had an RBI in 5 straight games. Now, if you want to go and take an angle for Correa to get RBI, or you could take him for the run hit RBI for 2. That's the line that I'm on. He can get 2 RBIs, 2 hits, 2 runs, whatever, just a mix of them. So I'm on that. That's around minus 126. You could pair that up with Parker Messick out there with Cleveland for 5Ks. That'll give you a little plus money right there. 2-leg. All right. Rockies on the first 5. We're going to go with the half line to edge them out. All right. Take the plus. All right, guys. Take the plus points on the first 5 with the Rockies. All right. That's where we're at in that game. Moving on. Drop whatever you got in there. Let's sit. Drop questions. Who you like? You taking home runs tonight? You going NHL? I got NHL play for you here live. And it's a lot. All right. Let's go. Next one up. Last game of the night on MLB, and we're done with MLB. We got the Seattle Mariners taking on the Padres. Walker Buehler's 2-1. I like the way Walker Buehler's looked. I know he didn't look great last year with the Red Sox, probably why they got him out of there. But look, man, I like the Padres a lot in this spot. Padres money line. It's plus money. Padres have one of the best bullpens, if not the best bullpen in the MLB, in my opinion, with Mason Miller. And they're taking on Luis Castillo, who tends to kind of falter. He starts strong. Like, he'll get 1 or 2 good innings. This could be a spot to look for a no-run first inning, but he seems to falter. The third, the fourth, the 5th inning, if he makes it to the 5th, he tends to falter, gives up some runs, walks some batters. I think this is a spot for San Diego to steal some runs in the mid-innings, and they end up going on a run, 1 run here, 2 run here, 3 runs here, maybe even go yard. I like Tatis to go yard tonight. Tatis has not hit a homer this year. He's due. I'm a big believer in spot plays when I handicap home runs. I think you got to go with hot bats, slugging percentage, and then guys who have been kind of ice cold because they're due. And if they're talented, I'm not saying go take fucking Wendell Perez off of Detroit, who hasn't hit shit. What I'm telling you is Tatis is a good hitter, and he hasn't hit a home run yet. He's due. It's a spot play. There are better batters in that lineup that are probably more certain for a home run tonight than Tatis. But I like Tatis for a home run off of the spot play at home, facing Castillo, who gets a little sloppy in the mid-innings. So that's a play right there for you guys. What else do I got for you guys? Oh, Buehler Walker. I think for the Padres to win on the money line, Buehler Walker needs to record at least 15.5 outs. He needs to get into that 4th, 5th inning. Now, he doesn't pitch a lot of 5th complete innings, but at plus 150 against a Mariners team that likes to swing at the ball, I think he could get there. So, and he also has a good ground ball rate. So if he gets a couple 1 up, 3 down innings, then I like it. I think he can record 15.5 outs today. It just is a matter of keeping the innings short. So for plus money at plus 156, give me Walker Buehler for over 15.5 recorded outs. All right, I'm on that. And Padres money line. Recap MLB, and then we're moving on to NHL with the lock. Drop what you got. Somebody said Jets 60-minute money line. What took you to the Jets? Huh? Curious on that one. I mean, I'm not the biggest handicapper on NHL, so I can't sit here and be like, I handle baseball, college, NBA, NFL way better than I do NHL. So it's like 5th in my slot, so I can't sit here and be like, yeah, you're completely wrong. But I am curious why you like the Jets in that spot. Because for me, I'm on the Sharks. I like the Sharks plus 1.5. I think that's a nice little spot. Jets have played really good hockey, but we're at this point in the season where teams aren't really playing for anything. And I think I want the plus 1.5 with the Sharks. That's my take on that. But before I switch to NHL, we're going to recap MLB. I'm going to give you the 3 home runs that I'm taking out of these last 3 games. And I'm going to give you the money lines. All right. We're going to take money line, Cleveland Guardians. We're going to take the Rockies, not on the money line, but on the first 5 innings. And then we're going to take the San Diego Padres on the money line. Home runs, Jose Ramirez, Fernando Tatis Jr., Christian Walker. There we go. All right. You could go Padres plus 1.5 run line, but what's the odds on that? Is it like minus like what 170, 180? I mean, it's not a bad come up. I mean, 50% return, basically. So if you want to take the plus 1.5, it's a much safer play. I debated on locking the plus 1.5 today because of the value. It's at minus 164 right now. Yeah, I don't hate that play. Plus 1.5. I like that play a lot. And I think Tatis is due. Like, he rested yesterday, like plus 164. You could combine it with a Tatis hit to get plus money, or you could just leave it at plus 164 and take it that way. It's a solid play at minus 164. I think they have the potential to win it outright just off of the bullpen. They just need to get some runs early. That's the key for the Padres today. And they're riding that momentum off of that win last night. Like, I'm bitter that I had the games up last night and I saw the Rangers in the A's game where it was close, and I switched over to the Rangers and A's game, and then fucking they had that comeback. I missed that whole comeback. I was watching the Padres game the whole damn game. I switched it off on the comeback to go to the A's and the Rangers game. So here's what it is. Sometimes you miss some great games. But I tell you what game I was tuned into. Golden State Warriors. They tipped the fucking hat to the Golden State Warriors, baby. Nostalgia. Looked like fucking 2016. Looked like Steph Curry. Just old Steph Curry. I mean, he's never lost a beat. My hat's off. I need to buy a new one. He's never skipped a beat. But anybody in this chat thinks Steph Curry's not an all-time top 5 player? Anybody in here thinks Steph Curry's not an all-time great, like top 5 ever? He's in my top 5. He's in my top 5 NBA all-time. I just don't think you can argue it. Like, I think, I was going to say a crazy take, but I'm not even going to say that. Look, I think Magic and Larry Bird are out. Like, everybody still wants to throw around Magic and Larry Bird as like these all-time greats. Like, get them out, man. It's a different game. We're supposed to get better in time. You're supposed to learn different moves. Steph Curry, the only thing he doesn't have in his bag is finishing above the rim. You know what I mean? But you don't need that. I mean, the greatest players of all time have always had a good jump shot, or they can control the pace of the game and get to the rim. LeBron James has never had the world's best jump shot. He can make enough shots to win games, and he gets to the rim at command. Same thing with Steph Curry. Both those guys in the last generations, with LeBron James, 3 generations. So fuck, that motherfucker been around for 30 years. But Curry, man, top 5 player all time. LeBron, top 5 player all time. Kobe Bryant, top 5 player all time. We all know Michael Jordan's in there. So now you got to debate, because those are all guards. You got to debate who's the best big man out of all of them. Is it Wilt? Is it Shaq? Is it Bill Russell? You know what I mean? Is it Jokic? Like, Jokic is in the debate now. So I know, for me, top 5 certain in the NBA, Steph Curry, LeBron James, Kobe Bryant, Michael Jordan. You can argue with me about the big men. Tim Duncan, maybe Tim Duncan, I would argue. Tim Duncan's probably my personal top 5, just because I'm a huge Tim Duncan fan. But that's what all right, guys, let's get back into it, man. So NHL. Cheers. Got somebody in the chat on the Sharks. I'm on the Sharks plus 1.5. Lock of the day, man. NHL. I'm gonna give you guys a free lock here. It's the Ducks. Ducks clinch in the playoffs. I believe with this win, they clinch home advantage. And look, they're playing the Nashville Predators. I believe that with the Nashville Predators, they're on the road. That's the only thing suspect. But the Ducks need this win to clinch. Like, they don't want to leave it up for grabs. I think Ducks come in here tonight, handle business, minus 130 on the money line. Give me the Anaheim Ducks money line to clinch home ice advantage, and let's keep it moving. That's my favorite play out of NHL today. 2 goal scorers. I like Will Smith off the Sharks, and I like Zach Hyman off the Oilers. Both those guys, I believe, are due for a goal, and they're in a spot where they're playing teams that might let off the gas a little bit and allow easy shots on goal, and I think they could steal one. So those are the guys that I like. I'm not going towards the top guys on those teams. They're probably the second or third scoring option in their rotation, but I like both those guys for goals tonight, as I believe the foot will be off the gas a little bit in the Sharks game as well as that Oilers game. All right, that's my take on the 2 goal scorers, man. But that's it. MLB, Jose Ramirez home run, Tatis home run, Christian Walker home run. All right. And then I told you guys I like Padres money line, Rockies first 5 innings, and then the Cleveland money line. So let's get it, guys. Let's make some money. It's Money Making Thursday, Tequila Thursday. We're heading into the weekend. Big Friday, Saturday, Sunday loading. Guys, if you want my premium plays, you know where to get it. It's on the link in the bio. I make it easy. Click the links on the stories. Links in the bio. You join my Telegram chats. They'll be in the Telegram chats. So cheers, guys. Drop what you got. Debate. Saw somebody say Kevin Garnett. Don't think Kevin Garnett makes the top 5. But I do agree he probably can make the top 10. I think that he's a great power forward, but Hakeem Olajuwon was better. Tim Duncan was better. We don't have really great power forwards right now in the league. Like, there's really no great force. I guess you could argue Banchero, but look what he did. He sold us last night. Like, couldn't even get 20 points in an elimination game. Like, Kevin Garnett's getting 20. Tim Duncan's getting 20. Olajuwon's getting 20. They're getting fucking 30 probably. So there's no true great power forwards at the moment in the league. There just isn't. Really a lot of really good guards and really good centers. That's what we got in the league right now. For NBA. We got and I guess that fits what the offense is now. We went from a transition game a decade ago with John Wall and those guys playing above the rim, Derrick Rose, run and gun transition. And now it's kind of a high screen and roll. You motion off the ball. And really, that's pretty much it. Like, that's the game. So you need a good center like Jokic, and you need a good guard like Jamal Murray. You need a good center like Wemby, or you need a good guard like Fox and Castle. Like, Barkley Malone's another good one. It's such a hard debate, like, right? But when you're really trying to narrow down the top 5, I think you got to just look at, like, what Curry did last night. Like, Malone and Barkley have their moments. But do they have those? Curry has a bag of them. Kobe has a bag of them. Michael Jordan, LeBron, bags of those moments, right? Like, but there's none of that really consistently. Like, Malone had his moments, Barkley had his moments, but they don't have bags full of those moments. And that's how I kind of come up with my top 5. I was like, this man, a decade later, I watched an Instagram reel yesterday, and the guy's going on about, like, man, it felt like watching the 2016 Warriors. Motherfucker, that was a decade ago. Couldn't even believe it. I was like, holy shit. Curry's been doing this for 10 years, and he looked like the same player from 10 years ago. That's hard to do because NBA is taxing on the knees, it's taxing on the joints. So hats off to fucking Steph Curry, man. I can't preach enough about how much I like Steph Curry. Like, I just love what he did for the league. You can say he fucked it up with the 3-ball, but not even. He's just a great player and a great person, like, end of the day. Allen Iverson, he reinvented the game. He reinvented ISO and all of that. He's up there. He's definitely, if you wanted to talk about just point guards, Allen Iverson is definitely top 5 point guard all time. You could argue he's up there in the top 3, but like, look, Maxey is like starting to turn into a legacy player out there with the 76ers, just like Allen did. But Allen was the same way as John Wall. I think a decade ago, we're going to be like, man, John Wall's so good. Because John Wall was really good. But once John Wall lost his first step, he was done. Once Allen Iverson lost his first step, they shipped his ass off to Denver. He was done. There's certain guys like that where they just lose it and they're not the same guys. And I think that's the case with Allen Iverson. I don't think that happens with Maxey. I think Maxey's going to have a longer and better career overall. So, I didn't see him at the game. I'm sure that place was fucking packed with superstars. You also, the baby was at the Charlotte game. He was in there getting lit. And LaMelo Ball, man. What do y'all think about the comments of that Nick Wright guy? He's a clown. He's the clown calling LaMelo a clown. I get it. LaMelo's got that little bit of an ego to him, but when you work that hard at your craft, you get to have an ego. You treat people well. Just because you have an ego on the court and you carry yourself a certain way on the court, you get to have that. You've earned it. You know what I mean? I don't believe you treat people. I've met LaMelo. I lived in Charlotte. I lived a block away from the arena. And I met LaMelo multiple times in Charlotte, just out and about. I met him at a stoplight one time when I was coming out of Planet Fitness. Like, yo, LaMelo. Cool dude. Rolled down the window, said, what's up? Cranked his fucking music up and took off. But yeah, He did pull dude's leg. He did. I mean, that was dirty as fuck. That was dirty as fuck. I agree. That's what I'm talking about. CLT, what a great city. I lived right in Uptown, right by the stadium. I lived in those condos right there by the stadium. I could go out on like a Sunday and sit on my balcony. It overlooked the stadium there. What's the team name? The Knights. It overlooked the Knights, and I could see the Jumbotron on Sundays. And I lived over there back when McCaffrey was playing for him, and I could see the stadium. Yeah. But that's it, man. That's all I got. What do you guys got? I'm gonna get off of here. It was a short slate because obviously no NBA today. And I'll give you my take on what I think happens on NBA, and I'll leave it there. I'll give you a little bit of a take. It's still early for me to go full send on Saturday, so be wary. I might change these picks like I did with the Rockies just now, based on some things that I see or whatnot. But all right, Xavier. I'll see you later, man. Have a good one, big dog. I think the Hornets beat the Magic, and I think the Warriors beat the Suns. I think the Warriors ride the momentum. They beat the Suns. The Suns did not look good. My only concern is the Suns defense. Do they step up and play better? Because the Suns defense was non-existent, but the Suns also lack size against Portland. So they don't lack size against the Warriors. So that's my only concern. I'm going to decide on which way I want to go on that one. But I do think the Hornets are a lock. I think they beat them. I think the Hornets beat them by more than 4. So I'll take the spread on the Hornets. So that's where I'm at on that one, guys. Suns are at home. Suns are at home. Yeah, it's calling me right now. It was at 4. It opened at 4. Now it's at 3.5. I'm curious to see tomorrow if it drops to a flat 3 or not. If it drops to a flat 3, I'm hammering it. Um, you know what I mean? Because I could see the Hornets drilling a 3 to fucking win it, and then it's a void slip or they blow them out. I don't like the Magic, man. They showed us they can't shoot the ball. I've been saying it all year. They're a decent defense, terrible at offense. Terrible at offense. And we got sold by them last night, not only on De Silva by 1 point, but also by Bachero by 2. Like over and over again all year, they just sold us. They just underperform in big games. They beat the teams they lose to the teams that they should compete with and to be the next level team. Suggs was horrible. Banchero was horrible. Only bright spot was Bane. And the only reason Bane was any good was he was shooting the ball well. Like he wasn't even getting to the rim, you know? So yeah, it's not a good offense. They don't get good open looks. Like they don't have a true shot creator like Maxi. They don't have a guy who can drill shots. Like it's just not a good offense. And Anthony Black didn't look good either. He had a little streak there in the middle of the game, just like Bane did, but you got to play 4 quarters of basketball. Ben Caro, yeah. Yeah, Ben Caro. So we'll see. We'll see where it goes. But yeah, man, that's where I'm at. I'm about to sign off. Padres money line, first 5 for the Rockies. Cleveland Guardians money line, and then Ducks money line. Those are all plays that I really like. You can take them straight. You can parlay them. Do what you want, guys. Home run. If you're not in my chat, go get in my free chat. Go get in my free chat, guys. You can go to my Winible page, sign up. It'll take you there. Or you can go follow one of the links on the story. The 2 plays for Tequila Thursday will be posted. We already cashed on the free no run first inning. It was the first game of the day. Cashed on it. Should have some spare change if you're a free player and only play free plays. On Mondays, play of the day will now be free. On Mondays, I repeat, it will be free, guys. Once a week, play of the day will be free. All right, signing off. Take it easy. All right, YouTube, I'm out of here. I'll see y'all later.